Let's talk about the one thing that you need to control more than anything if you want to bring manifestation into your life sooner and faster. So, who am I to talk to you about this? My name is Mindy. I am an international manifestation coach. I actually help men and women create lives that they absolutely love. And for those of you who are interested, I've included a PDF below. It's my free life blueprint. It really helps you to get clear on what you do want to manifest. Here's the thing, most of us go through life manifesting exactly what we don't want, the opposite of what we truly want, because we can't control this one thing, our thoughts. Most of us are letting our thoughts run nilly-willy all over there. Did I say that right? Willy-nilly? I think I said it backwards. Anyhow, our thoughts are running around everywhere, bouncing off the sides of our skull, bouncing off all the humans in our life. We think every one of our opinions matters. We think that we have the right to judge everyone out there and, have everyone act the way that we want them to act and behave the way that we want them to behave. And we're not controlling our thoughts. Everything starts with us. The problem isn't the world. Even though the world is freaking insane right now, the problem is not the world. The problem is you. Everything starts with you. Everything starts with me in my life. So we have to recognize that our thoughts create our world. So think of it like this. If you are in a relationship that has a lot of anger, maybe tension, anxiety, stress, or just it's boring. It's just boring as hell. Like this relationship is so snore, right? And you want a more exciting relationship, you have to become an exciting person, right? And maybe that relationship will become an exciting relationship. You see, we don't attract what we want. We attract who we are being. So if we're being a person who's living in joy and fun and harmony and, we're in gratitude every single day, we get more to be grateful for. We get more joy. We get more fun. We get better relationships. But if we're somebody who's, I got to get up and go to work and do that thing, then guess what? You're attracting more of that into your life, more situations that make you feel that way, feel like you're stuck in the mud. So everything starts with us. Everything starts between our two ears with our thoughts. Now, here's a formula that I want you to remember. You have a thought. That thought creates a feeling. That feeling creates an action or a reaction. And this is important. And those actions and reactions create the results in your life. So we can't control the first thought that comes out. Maybe somebody cuts you off in traffic and you first thing get angry just because you've done that every time somebody's cut you off in traffic for 20 years. So that emotion is your indicator. So the first thing you feel is anger, and you can notice I'm feeling anger right now. I don't want to feel this. Take a deep breath. Okay, what thought do I want to feel? Okay, I just want to feel like maybe that person is in a hurry and they've got something going on in their life and I'm going to wish them well. See how you changed the thought. Now you can breathe a little easier. That feeling of anger goes away. And now, rather than reacting, which would have been the anger, reacting out into the world and drawing more anger back to you, now you're actually responding. And maybe you turn on some music and you smile and you send them a prayer or whatever it is that makes you feel good in that moment, which gets you a new result. But let's say that you didn't do that and you're on your way to work, this person cuts you off, you get to work, then you're grumpy and you're angry at work, maybe you're slamming your paperwork around and you get in trouble from your boss or your coworkers are like, what's wrong? And then they're tiptoeing around you. You see how you then carry that angry energy around all day. This is how we attract. We want to attract things into our life that are matching our energy. Do you really want to attract more anger? Do you really want to attract more hurt? Do you really want to attract more depression or anxiety or any of those things? And I get it. These are natural human emotions. Just a couple weeks ago, I was feeling like I was a little bit depressed, and it's just a lot going on in the world, right? And I was feeling a little like I was self-isolating and all the stuff. And I was attracting more of that back to me. But the thing is, I coach this stuff, so I knew how to get out of it. When I realized I was doing this to myself, I literally turned it around in 15 minutes. Now, I'm also a certified EFT practitioner. So I do know how to turn those emotions around very, very quickly. And that is something I can also help you do. I can help you release some of those old traumas through EFT. But there's also a ton of videos here on YouTube where you could try it out for yourself. There's so many things that you can do to turn that ship around in the moment because it's holding you back from manifesting a life you would absolutely love. If you want to create that life, download the free life blueprint. You can start dreaming again, start dreaming of what would that life look like. Get in the energy of that vision that you're creating for your life and out of the circumstances that are happening around you. So maybe there's not enough money in the bank. Maybe there's too much anxiety in your relationships. Maybe you just don't feel good. Maybe you've been dealing with some health issues. All of these things, believe it or not, you can control it with your mindset. I've had people with severe health problems who have been able to do some amazing healing work through mindset, through their thoughts. When we learn how to control our thoughts, we get to control our destiny. Now, there is something I need to say here. Most of us are trying to control how things show up for us, right? So, for instance, when I first came to Costa Rica, I was just on a vacation. I wasn't looking to buy a house. Came here to Costa Rica. I met some of the expat community. They started showing us around. They really liked me and my now ex. And they were showing us around. We were kayaking, hiking, all the stuff, and started dropping the bug in our ear about buying here. Well, he was not at all interested. I, on the other hand, was like, I really love it here. Like, I love the peacefulness. I love the nature. I love the people. I love the locals. I love the expats. I just, everything about this country, I fell in love with. And no intention of really buying a house, just getting an idea. Well, what would it look like? And within 3 weeks of my plane landing here in Costa Rica, the opportunity to buy this house came up. Now, I didn't have the finances in the bank to buy a house. We had just remodeled our house in Florida. All of our money was wrapped up in that. So I'm telling you, it was not something that was really even on my radar. I literally just thought, maybe we could afford a piece of property, figure this out somehow. But buying a house, not even an option, let alone a lakefront house in the mountains, rainforest on one side. Like, it's just absolutely perfect for me. That's how we manifest. I was in the vibration of just playing with the idea. I wasn't attached to the outcome. I wasn't even attached to how it would show up. In fact, when the opportunity to come look at the house came, he kept asking me to go look at it just to make this woman happy. And I was the one saying, no, we're not buying a house. But I walked into this house and I fell in love, and all of a sudden the universe aligned and the possibility became real. This is how the magic and manifestation happens, and this is what I can help you create in your own life. But it starts with controlling your thoughts. And for those of you out there who are non-believers, do you know that the most successful people in the world follow these principles? And for some of them, especially the ones that were born into money, it's a little bit easier because think about it. If you've never had to stress over money and finances, it's a little easier to keep your vibration up around money and finances. But what I've seen, and I've been around some very, very well-off people in my real estate career, in my other Florida life, right? Many of them, they may have had money, but then their relationships, whether it was with their children, with their partners, they were terrible because they didn't know how to manifest peace. Many of them were living in stress and anxiety, and, they had to keep up with the Joneses, make more money, get more clients. That was the mentality. And while they're making all this money, they were ignoring the people that mattered most in their world. So sometimes things look better on the outside than they really are in the inside. And you don't know what other people are going through on their manifestation journeys. Like I said, they may have one area, but then they're not manifesting in the other areas. Their health, their relationships, their time and money freedom. I knew people had a ton of money, but no time freedom. I've known people who had a ton of time freedom and no money. People who have had physical health, but their mental health was crap. I was one of them, actually. I was going through a time period when I was in the best shape of my life, yet my mental health was suffering. And this is where we want to get that balance. You see, life is never going to be balanced, but we get to be balanced in our thoughts first. So download the free life blueprint. I also have a free school community. I would love for you to join us over there. I have a 14-day manifestation challenge, and I think I'm going to, in a couple of weeks, I'm not exactly sure what date yet, launch that manifestation challenge again as a group, because as a group, we tend to manifest faster. So think about it like this. If you have one solar panel on your house, maybe you're heating your hot water tank. If you have a whole row of solar panels in your house, then you're heating your pool, you're heating your house, you're heating your hot water tank, you're heating your hot tub, all the stuff, and maybe even selling the electricity back to the electric company. That's how manifestation works. When you get your frequency high, when the people around you in your communities have their frequencies high, it's like those solar packs. You manifest sooner and faster. And again, that's how this house manifested in Costa Rica. I was around people who were lifting my vibe up. I was around people who were really, really happy because, well, they get to live here. And I was just playing in the idea of what would it be like to live here? And look what happened. I'm living here. Oh, and something I didn't share on some of my other videos about my manifestation. 3 days, so 3 is my number. 3 days after I got here, I was doing yoga on the yoga deck that was in my vision board for an entire year prior to that. And now my home is on the same driveway as that yoga deck. So yeah, this stuff works, guys, but we have to learn how to control our thoughts and stop trying to control the circumstances, the people, how the things show up in our life. Just start really focusing on what would I like my life to look and feel like. And you will be amazed at how quickly everything can turn around for you. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video.